What you're watching here are not Minórs children in the refugee camp. What you're watching are not Minórs children on the street that are begging. What you're watching are Minórs children in a Nigerian court. The story has it that these kids were arrested during the August 1st End Bad Government protest, and they've been in custody since then. In other words, Tinubu government arrested kids that were supposed to be in school and incarcerated them for protesting against him. According to them, these kids are trying to overthrow the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and a judge, a court that ought to be the custodian of law, a court that ought to be the voice of the voiceless, a court that ought to be the hope of the last resort, is sitting to judge the case of minor for going out on the streets to protest. In the process of sitting over their matter, some of these Minórs kids slumped in the court because they've not eaten, because they've been left to die because of hunger. These kids did not commit any crime. Their only crime was to go on the streets to call the attention of the government to meet their demand, a supposed government that said that they were voted by the people.
They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have what they say when they give money to their account. No school fees, nothing. These people we are just 90 something. That's something that these days. That's what the students say. My case is different than about child. What is
Hello. Please, maybe the recording can just stop for now. Let's just take a position and see what will happen. Let's just organize ourselves.
Let me go and take the this time is taken to the clinic. They kept me here.
The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children? What house? Sorry.
Why do you come late today?
Bashi. As you can see, they've been malnourished. They've not eaten for the past 4 days. They've been kept by the government in detention. These are boys who are between 12, 13, 14 years old. They've not had food, they are malnourished, they are sick. They were slumping in the course of trial in court. You can see how malnourished they are, how sick they are. They've not been fed for this. These are boys who were arrested for attempting, in quotes, to overthrow President Muhammadu Buhari. They've been kept for 3 months without school. These are children of school age. They've been kept away from their homes, from their families, and they've been left without food. We've had to provide food for them in court, and you can see how those boys are eating because they've been deprived by the same government who has the responsibility to protect the rights of this children.
I don't even know how to feel about this video because this video is very horrible. It's so pathetic to see kids being under this level of maltreatment by the same government that was meant to protect them. It's obvious that Nigeria has gone to the wolves. It's obvious that Nigeria has fallen into the hands of vampire. Men without conscience, men who care all about power. They don't care about the life of ordinary Nigerians. How can you subject kids that were meant to be in school to this level of degradation? How can you subject kids that were meant to be in their parents' home, that were meant to be under the care of their family, to this level of maltreatment? And then you begin to complain about insecurity after you've messed up the mind of young ones? To add insult to injury, these kids committed no crime. They have not killed anyone. They didn't steal anything. There are criminals that are roaming the street freely. There are people that have embezzled money that are yet to be arrested by the government. Look at Yaya Bello that the EFCC has been chasing for months. They are yet to arrest him. But the government was very powerful to arrest innocent kids that went on the street to demand good governance from their own government. This is so pathetic. It's quite appalling that we are watching our country going down the drain. It's quite unfortunate that we are watching criminals, rogue people who have no conscience about the people take over the affairs of this country. And it's more pathetic that a court of law that ought to be the last resort of the common man, a court of law that ought to be the voice of the voiceless, is the one that is delaying the judgment of these innocent kids. What exactly are they being judged for? They went out to protest. Protest is not a crime. Protest is a civic responsibility of every citizen across the whole world. Any government that is scared of protest is a government that has failed in its responsibility. The protest on August 1st was a collective protest. Nigerians have experienced high level of suffering under Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. They demanded that Bola Ahmed Tinubu reverse the fuel price. They demanded that he cut down the cost of governance. They demanded that he reduce his cabinet. I mean, these things are draining the budget of Nigeria, and it is making life unbearable for Nigerians. This protest was supported by all and sundry, and they went out there to protest even with the intimidation from the Nigerian police. Some persons were arrested, but unknowingly to us, kids were equally arrested by Tinubu government. Tinubu is saying that these kids want to overthrow his government, and that is the reason why they were incarcerated for months without access to their parents, without access to food. Imagine kids collapsing in the court of law. This is a treasonable offense. If the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu can do this to innocent kids, tell me what they have done to adults that they arrested. I mean, they charged this adult for treason, and they equally charged kids for treason. These kids went out to protest probably because they saw people protesting. They don't even know what they are doing, and you are arresting them. Now, this is the high level of wickedness from Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, and it can never be tolerated. If not for social media, we would not have been aware of what had happened. If not for social media, this would have been swept under the carpet. We will not even be aware that kids were arrested during the last protest. Not only were they arrested, they were subjected under dehumanizing condition. I mean, this is cruel. It all shows that the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has no sympathy. Of course, it doesn't have any sympathy, because everything that Nigerians asked on the 1st of August protest, the government is yet to fulfill any one of them. Rather, things have gone from bad to worse. Look at fuel. As at when the protests occurred, fuel was being sold for 800 naira. Today, fuel is being sold for 1,200 naira. Gas was being sold for 900 naira. Today, a kg of gas is being sold for 1,200 to 1,300 naira. Everything has gone up. The government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not doing anything to remedy the situation. The government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not done anything to meet the demands of Nigerians, but rather they've gone ahead to arrest and incarcerate the people that went on the street to protest. This same Bola Ahmed Tinubu was very instrumental in the 2012 fuel subsidy removal protest. He organized people to protest against Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. They shut down Nigeria for 1 week, and they brought the government of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to his knees, and Goodluck Ebele Jonathan met their demands and reversed the fuel subsidy. No one was arrested, no one was killed, no one was intimidated. They rode on the heels of that protest and rode to power. It was that protest that gave them the momentum to seize power from Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. But today, the same protest they protested against Goodluck Ebele Jonathan without being intimidated or arrested, they are now denying citizens that are demanding for the same thing from them. I mean, life was fair and better under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Life is worse. Life is harsh. Life is harder under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And the government is boldly telling Nigerians that you cannot protest. You dare not protest against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Any attempt to protest against Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a treasonable offense. They will arrest you. Not only will they arrest you, they will arrest kids who were just passerby, kids who were just bystander, who were just watching the protest. This is high level of man inhumanity to man. It is such a shame that the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu will do this to innocent Nigerians. I am not surprised. I am not surprised. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.